I said that I could and would never homeschool. I was wrong. Your ones are better.
Okay, you want a crunchy one.
3, 2, 1.
What do you guys think of fresh cranberries? Uh-oh, we got some spitter routers. Do you like it? Oh, yeah, likes it.
A little bit.
I am hiding out back in my bedroom with Arlo because sometimes it is really hard to find a quiet spot in my house. Normally, when I am filming myself, I try to do a really good job of shushing the kids in the background. This week, I decided that I'm not gonna shush them. What your name is, how old you are, what grade you are in, and 3 of your favorite things.
My name is Annie Nadine Bausman. I am 7 years old. I am in 2nd grade. My favorite animals are koalas, pigs, dogs, and cats. My favorite colors are teal, baby blue, baby purple, dark purple, and gold. And my favorite season is fall for the weather, Christmas for the fun times, and summer for like vacation and stuff.
All right, lumberjack, buffalo checks.
My name is Clark. I am 9. I am in 3rd grade, and 3 of my favorite things is Arlo, my flight simulator.
Your flight simulator? I know one thing that is your favorite.
Dirt
Your-
bike?
Yeah, okay, awesome. I was
Is
gonna
that
say,
what you were gonna say?
actually no, I was gonna say you're wearing it right now.
Oh, my buffalo check, my robe.
Well, not your robe, just buffalo check in general. You love buffalo check everything, right? But yes, your dirt bike, that was a good answer. Yeah, so today is going to be all about homeschooling. We are multitasking because we are on the way up north, possibly to buy a freestanding tub. We're gonna go take a look. Fun fact, it's matte black, which I don't know how I feel about that. And before we say anything else, I just wanna say that this is not at all an attack on the public school system. Jonathan and I are both graduates of public school. We both had a great experience in school. Our kids did go to public school for 2 years, and we did not make this choice because we were trying to flee from a bad situation or anything like that. For us, it was more just because that stupid whisper wouldn't shut up. So if you have your own children in public school, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that in our book. I think every family needs to do what is right for them and right for their kids, and only you can know that. What are you doing out here? Al fresco dining with Arlo. Got a table for one. Let's see what your brother's up to. What you doing?
I'm measuring for Daddy to cut here.
Okay, what are you making? You're making a secret hideout? Oh my. We got quite the setup here. Complete with shingles on the sides and excess flooring scraps here in the front. I love it. Hey guys, it's Whitney from the future coming to you from my closet because as you have seen, my household is a very loud place. On our channel, our videos are typically released every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Next weekend's video with the holiday is actually going to be coming to you on Thanksgiving morning. Jonathan and I decided that we want to do a Thanksgiving special because there is so much that we are grateful for this year. So on Thanksgiving morning, look for our next video. We figured for those of you that are home and comfy and cozy on your couch with family, then you can go ahead and watch then. But it also gives you the freedom and flexibility to watch over the long weekend whenever works best for your schedule. So just wanted to let you know that for next weekend, you can look for our video on Thanksgiving morning. Now back to homeschool. If you would have asked me when my kids were little whether or not I thought that homeschooling would be a part of my future, I would have laughed in your face. No, I did not think that I would be able to do that. I didn't think that I would be able to handle that.
When the pandemic hit and everybody came home and worked remotely, we ended up as a family taking a few weeks and on a road trip. We, stayed at national parks and went hiking and things like that, saw the country, and that really opened up this door. So with homeschooling, we saw that flexibility again, and it just was another very appealing thing about homeschooling.
Clark that year, during the pandemic year, not when it started, but that next school year following that was the year that he was going into kindergarten. And we didn't really feel comfortable having that be his first exposure to public school, so we made the decision to keep him home. We didn't truly homeschool him that year. He was enrolled in a cyber public school. They did provide me with the curriculum, and he did have teachers that we could utilize if and when we wanted to, but that was the first time when kind of that light bulb went on that oh man, there's so much that we could gain if we went a different route with how our kids learn. I think Jonathan has always had faith in me that I could do it if I wanted to, but I didn't see that in myself. I would have laughed at you and said no way. There's no way that I could ever do that, and that is predominantly because of that little soul back there. Clark and I are both very stubborn and very similar, really. And so sometimes working together and me being in a position of power over him is tough. He is very, very smart and has always kind of been like an adult in a child's body. So I did not think with Clark being my toughie that he and I would ever be able to work together in that setting, as far as me being the teacher and him being the student.
Can you come see it?
Let me see the update. Now it's a fortress.
No, look.
Oh my, he's got a trap door and everything. With nails sticking out the bottom.
That's not a nail, that's a screw.
This is our typical mommy-Clark relationship. Say, I love you, mommy. Don't say ew. Say, I love you.
No.
That whole experience just felt so magical and like such a gift. And yes, there were times, a lot of times, when Clark and I fought and butt heads, because that's what we do. But when the following school year rolled around and that time together was lost, my soul was crushed. That remote year was kind of unexpectedly thrown at us, and I don't mean to make it sound like it was perfect, because like I just said, we did fight a lot. But I think what I discovered in that year was that even on the days that were really hard with Clark, I still loved all of the good parts of it more than I disliked the hard parts of it. So then when you fast forward, Annie was going into kindergarten, so not only did we send Clark to public school for the first time, but we also sent Annie to public school for the first time at the same time. What did we do the first day they both went to school? Tell everybody.
We went to one of our favorite restaurants for a quiet lunch.
And what did I do?
And Whitney cried.
I did. A mom walked in and she was pregnant, really pregnant, and I lost it. I was like, oh my gosh, time goes so fast. I remember being that mom. It really rocked me. There are natural, healthy parts of that where you do have to just kind of find your identity again. But for me, it was always more than that because of the whisper. Because I just felt like in the pit of my heart and my soul that we at least needed to try this. I looked at Jonathan and said, I don't know that it's supposed to feel like this. This to me is saying that maybe this isn't the path for our family. Maybe this isn't the right choice for us. Off to do homeschool down in the field with her brother.
I still have no idea where he is.
Just keep going. At the beginning of the year, you weren't loving homeschool that much, right?
Yeah, I love it a lot now, and I love it the same as school. But in the beginning, I didn't really like it that much because I missed all my friends from school. But now I'm settling into it and I'm all good.
If there was a family who was thinking about maybe homeschooling, but they weren't sure whether they wanted to give it a try or not, what would you tell them?
I would tell them if they already went to school for a little, then they might start crying a little and miss their friends. But it's really fun when they settle into it.
Oh, that was really nice. What would be 3 words that you would use to describe homeschool?
Good.
Good.
Better.
Oh my gosh.
Best.
I'm gonna kill you.
I like it. That's 3 words.
Oh, you're hilarious.
3 words. Well, actually, turn like into love. I love it.
Oh, good. Hey, Arlo, what do you think about homeschool? And I'm just gonna be flat out honest here. When I was younger, I don't feel like homeschooling was as common of a thing. Did you know many people who homeschooled?
No.
No, I just thought the concept of homeschooling was kind of like weird. Those parents were crazy because they were choosing to like be with their kids all the time when they could send their kids to school for free. Homeschooling, I think ever since the pandemic has really changed. It's not hard to find community now. It's not hard to find families that are like you. Sabrina homeschools her girls, which I will say has been such a gift. We made the decision first because we were moving, and so that felt more natural and more of a duh for us. But Sabrina also has been struggling for years and years and years, like wanting to do it but just not believing in herself. She and Matt really thought about it and talked about it, and so they're doing it too. So that's been awesome because we spend a ton of time together. On Mondays, my kids participate in a co-op with about 30 to 35 other families in our area who also homeschool. They get to choose from classes that are fun and hands-on. She's peeking around the corner here. This last week, they made catapults and they tried to change some variables in their experiment to see if they could get their pom-poms to fly further. Then the rest of the days of the week, usually Tuesday through Friday, we focus more on book work. We have ELA books, we have math books, and those are more workbook style. Clark is gaining independence. He doesn't need a ton of help from me, and he likes to work on his own because then he can go at his own pace and finish as he chooses. Annie still needs a good bit of guidance and help, not because she can't read the instructions or understand them, but it helps her to stay focused if I'm sitting there with her and working through it with her. And also, girlfriend likes snuggles, and a lot of time we can mix workbooks and snuggles at the same time. We have had a few fun days where we've mixed it up and done learning with friends. We have gone on field trips. We have done library learning. We did theme days. One of them was apples, one of them was bees, but I want to do more of that. And so I am excited because tomorrow is going to be one of the first more elaborate theme days, and we are going to learn all about Thanksgiving. I am ready for our day with Sabrina and the girls tomorrow. Got our baking supplies over here ready to go. We're going to be making cranberry bread. All right, so the kids club keeps expanding.
This is the lookout in the deck.
Okay, that's the lookout.
Here, we're coloring it right now. There's a mess in here.
Okay, so what else do we have
There's
in here?
a lamp. There's a charger.
Oh, a charger.
There's a picture frame and an iPad holder.
Oh my goodness, an iPad holder. You guys are fancy. One of the things that people often say about homeschooling kids is that they miss out on social opportunities. I mean, do you think our kids are missing out? Be honest, like, that's okay if you do.
Maybe a little bit. They don't have that everyday interaction with kids at the school, but I think the positives outweigh that. And the fact that we're in a co-op, so they do see other kids outside of their close friends, like, weekly. We make sure that we're socializing them.
But the other thing too, on the flip side, is that yes, you know, they are lacking in that they're not in a classroom full of kids every day, but I'm gonna argue that they are also not seeing and experiencing as much of the negative socialization.
Yeah.
They're still exposed to things in the world, and we want them to be. We don't want them to live under a rock and not experience life, because that's not like our goal either. But they see positive interactions a lot more. They are able to do so much in a short period of time.
That was another point I was going to bring up.
Yeah, because it's focused attention, and then have time to just be a kid and play and
explore outside, and do different things like that.
Yeah. Again, not a knock on public school at all, but you know, those kids, yes, they're in the building for 7 or 8 hours a day. I know for a fact, between my teacher contacts and just myself being a volunteer in classrooms, our kids' ages, they are learning, like focused learning, book learning, you know, subject learning, probably on average about 2 hours a day. When we started this journey a couple of months ago, I was like, man, like, am I doing something wrong? Because I don't really feel like I'm spending that much time with them a day doing school. But now I'm like, no, like, that's the gift of this. We can do a lot, and we can do what we need to do in a short period of time, and that gives them then the rest of the day to just play and be a kid. People have a lot of opinions on homeschooling and homeschoolers, and I get it, because I was, you know, in those shoes not too long ago myself. I had big opinions, but I so get it now. So what does a day in the life of homeschooling look like? The beauty of it is that there really is not a typical day, I wouldn't say. There's not a whole lot of a schedule to give you because we don't have much of a schedule, but I would just say that I have kind of discovered that the kids learn best if I can catch them earlier on in the day, because the more time that passes, the less likely I am to slow down whatever I have on my to-do list for the day, especially with renovation stuff. So, number one, I can't wait too long in the day. Number two, they come up with every excuse on the planet if they are busy playing and do not want to stop to do their schooling. So, catch them early, get it done.
Good morning. Some homeschool realities for you. I am not a morning person. And so one of the things that I like about homeschooling is that I don't have to get up early and rush around first thing to make sure that the kids are ready to get out the door and get on the bus. So that's a win for me. Today is a Friday, and so I slept in a little extra. It's a little bit after 8 and I have not gotten out of bed yet. Clark just brought me some coffee, so I guess that's my hint that it's time to get up. But Clark has always been our early riser, and so he usually gets up closer to when Jonathan gets up in the morning. Annie is our sleeper inner. She's still sleeping right now. What did you just tell me?
I woke up at 6:20 a.m. to do my school before 7:30, so I'd have school done before anybody was started school.
So that's why you wanted me to put your school books in your bedroom last night?
Yeah.
It's been a good thing for both of us, honestly, that he's doing more of the stuff on his own, because less mommy nagging and less Clark screaming at mommy. You would never scream at me, right?
No. Now.
Time to drink this coffee that you made for me. Sleepyhead number 2 emerged. It is 8:46. How'd you sleep, baby? Did you sleep good?
And I have found that the days I put a ton of pressure on myself are the days that I struggle and that I don't find homeschooling as enjoyable. As I am adjusting to a new routine and embracing this new lifestyle that we have and all of the freedom and flexibility that comes with it, is that I don't have to put so much pressure on myself. My kids are great. My kids are healthy. They are happy. They are thriving. And And yes, this might be drastically different than a classroom, and maybe I am not a professional, but I also know my kids better than anyone. And the amount of time that I am able to put into their learning every day on a one-on-one basis, even if it is a crazy day with renovation, they are grasping so much information and learning so much information in that short period of time from me, because in a classroom, when there are 20 plus other kids, most of the time that they are spending in school is transition and classroom management. And I do not mean that as a disrespect, because many of the people that are nearest and dearest to my heart, some of my closest friends, my sister, some of my cousins, and some of the teachers that my kids have who we absolutely adore, they are wonderful and they are doing a great job. And for the families that public schooling is best for, they are the right choice. But for our family, this is what's best for us in this season. What'd they do to you, buddy?
I think he likes it.
You're nice and cozy. Say I'm a good boy. I take homeschooling very seriously. Arlo. So yeah, at the end of the day, I do not regret this choice at all. This is a new journey for us. We are only a couple of months into it, so I don't pretend to know everything or have my crap together.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. We still have really hard days. We still have days where the kids are crying about school and I'm like done. We're a real family. We live real lives. We're not perfect. We also have said that we'll reevaluate every year and just make sure that it's still working for all of us and our kids included. We're not, big on forcing them to do things, so we want them to be involved in the process. But one of my favorite things about all of it is that I am having fun learning again with them, because I'm very intimately involved in the things that they're learning. So it's cool to be a part of it. We're excited. My arm is gonna fall off. It's dark. This video is shaky. 2 cameras. Sorry guys, we were multitasking. That's life, right?
Yeah.
So before I leave you today, I just wanted to give a message not only to the homeschooling parents out there who are struggling or doubting themselves, but also to the Whitney of the future who maybe is having a rough day with the kids, feeling a little extra tired, wondering whether she is messing her kids up for life. Remember how quickly time passes. Give yourself grace, pick yourself up, believe that you can do this because you can. Trust yourself, trust your gut, listen to that whisper. Don't shush it. You know what is right for your family. And just because a different journey is what works better for the majority of other families out there, doesn't mean that your journey is weird or wrong. Your kids are gonna turn out fine because they are great kids. Yeah, that's it. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye. Annie, do you see what your dog's doing right next to your school? Obviously, this is a new journey for us. We're only a couple. There are a lot of stereotypes about homeschooling families, that they are like super crunchy.
Super crunchy? What does that mean?
You don't know what crunchy? Okay, so obviously you can tell that we are not crunchy because he doesn't even know what crunchy means. Dude, you are very disruptive with your lickety schmickities. Yeah, watch out. Let me put his head down. Gosh, Avery.
His eyes.
We match again. I swear we aren't trying this. This is all by coincidence, by chance. Anywho.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
My
hold on,
name.
but I want to add something to it. Oh my God. Friggin' lungs.
You said freaking.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have.